What's going on, everyone? This is Secret of Evermore. Just going to give you a quick rundown on some of the tech we're going to use. The first big thing is multicasting. While controlling the dog, you can repeatedly open the boy's menu to cast up to 8 spells at a time. So we're going to use that on a lot of bosses early on. And we also use a technique called leashing, where when you're not in control of a character, the other character does not hit any triggers for screen transitions or events on the map. So sometimes we will quickly switch characters while moving in a direction in hopes that they will continue walking in that way to pass a trigger or something that we're going to skip. And that's going to start off with the first screen. There's a whole scene that's supposed to play out where you fight some raptors, and win or lose, you end up in the village. So we're going to actually die on the first screen and then transition into that cutscene, and then skip that entirely. Any of you know me, I run Monster Party as well. I will be doing on Sunday, and I like RNG games or brick walls, and this game starts with one waiting for the flowers to kill you. So you need to take 30 damage, and the flowers can do between 6 and 10 damage, but your evade is just ridiculous. So I'm gonna get going. It's gonna be about 7 seconds from now. I'll let you know when you can start the timer, Dave, and here we go. 2, 1, go. I'm gonna grab this pedal to sell it for money a little bit later on. 1. Try and take a few hits before we get up to the top here. Position the dog in the screen transition. And now we wait. 2. There we go. Now we go to Fire Eyes Village. This guy's gonna say, hey, you got hurt, but you're okay. Go talk to the girl in charge. I don't want to do that right now. Takes about 2 minutes. I'm gonna go take some stuff from the village. A couple of alchemy ingredients and some money. And this is our first instance of leashing here. Hey. So normally he would stop you and say go talk to Fire Eyes, but again, don't want to do that right now. If you know about Arby's, you know about Arby's. I'm sorry. This guy's gonna give us the Jaguar Tooth Ring for buying something, and that's gonna let us sprint. This game runs on the same system as Secret of Mana, where you have a stamina meter, which allows you to sprint and do full power attacks. Now that we can run, the dog becomes a faster character. We're going to use him to sprint through here, do a bunch of stuff. Wrong thing. So here we're going to try and pick up an item with the dog and set the flag. And then this will allow a larger pickup of clay there. Grab some crystals. Did I sell everything? I didn't, did I? No, I did. Alright, buy some ingredients from him, grab one more clay. Make our way to the first boss, Thrax. I won't even begin to pretend I understand how the damage rolls work with him. But we're gonna cast 18 or 16 hardball, hopefully, to take him down. So there I was jumping over the triggers and switching to the boy, and then switching back to the dog so that the bridges wouldn't collapse underneath me. Coming up is called the Vrax intro skip. We're going to try and pull this off. Essentially, there's a small cutscene that plays before the first boss, and by changing the way that we enter the screen, by tricking it into think we're moving left, it allows us to jump over the trigger. Oh, okay, hang on. We can fix that. Uh-oh. No. Shit. Okay. Should have just let it go. Well, we missed that. Pardon my language. But we will still do our best to kind of make up for it here. It's the boy. Alright, so we're gonna run. Oh no, no, that's actually very bad. Yeah. Do I have a save? I don't think I have a save there. Shit. Sorry again. Oh, I do. Well, we lost the name F. Arby's. Okay. Yeah. All right. Take a shorter loss rather than restarting the whole run. Hey, if we die later, now I'll actually make fresh saves. Alright, maybe I'll get to show off the swap. Ooh, that's what happens when you trigger those. Do the backup. Get him, boy. Despawn the maggot. Alright, we're back on track. Menu buffer. Oh, and I still missed it. Did I really jank this up that bad? Okay. All right. Whew. So you take your damage and your hit, and during the animation, you can, if you're controlling the dog, you can switch or start casting spells. It's a zombie boy technique. It really only works there, though I pulled it off on the next boss as well. It's a fun little mechanic. It's probably the only way so many of those, or so many runs get past Thrax without having to grind a little bit beforehand. So we're gonna come talk to this guy and pick up some more ingredients for more alchemy. He's gonna give us another spell. We don't want it. Save it a little further. So before we glitched our way out of the village, just cast a few more spells to level it up. So now we're actually going to glitch our way past a cutscene, re-entering the village, where we would normally have to wait for the whole town to gather and sing for Fire Eyes. And menu buffer to change to the boy on the same frame that the cutscene or the dialogue box opens, and hit a bunch of triggers that try to run scripts but don't. And we're gonna enter through the roof. One of the super fun things and frustrating things about running this game is that every sprite has movement RNG, even in the cutscenes. There's a couple places later on, I may be skipping the cutscene if all goes well, but there's like a 10-second time loss if one or more of your characters decide to go up and around rather than just down the first flight of stairs. For anyone who's played this game, this would normally be where you go to the most annoying place in the game, which is the swamp, which is my least favorite boss, the giant snake. However, we do that to go get the mud pepper from Blimp so that we can lift the rock using the levitation spell he gives us. So the rocks show up as a target on the screen just like an enemy. We're going to hold the dog back here, run past the flowers to the rocks, open the dog's menu, despawn the rock, and just run right in. Position the dog close to the edge of the screen, despawn some rocks. Do that now for safety. Position the dog in the trigger. Talk to this Viper who's actually peaceful and lets me save. And my least favorite boss in the game, Magmar. We're taking on this fight at an extremely low level. Usually 2 attacks will kill you. But hopefully with a little bit of luck, we're going to cast 32 Hardball and use 8 Call Bead spells on him. Oh no. Alright, if you don't menu cancel the 8 Hardball and the Storm spell there, you will soft lock the game, so that was pretty lucky. Oh, this game skips more than a fair amount. I don't know. Some of the old school runners like Meta Sigma, Angry Panda, and Croc, some of the OGs, they had talked to one of the developers at one point. So going into Act 2, the boy and the dog get separated, and you're supposed to talk to Blimp, because he's here now too, and he'll reveal a path into the desert. However, the game always has to have the 2 of you on screen, so it'll stash the dog up in the corner, and you can summon him by changing to him while you're entering the transition for a cave. From what I heard, despite it running on essentially the same engine, they got nothing from like the Secret of Mana team. So we just had the boy leash across a pit there into the desert. This was a developer skip, what I'm about to do here, which is desert skip. This was a dev skip left in the game. And now we have started a 15-minute timer during which we're going to do a little bit of grinding, but the most important thing about this run, which is the Atlas glitch. And here we're going to pick up the Atlas Alchemy. And what we're going to hope to set up in a few minutes is basically an underflow glitch by collecting a whole bunch of status effects and debuffs and then dying with the pixie dust equipped, which allows you to revive if you take fatal damage. And if you do that just before you take damage from being poisoned, it will underflow your attack and defense to 65,000, and your hitbox will essentially be removed where nothing can really interact with you. A little bit harder here is the reverse desert skip. And we got that one. So now we're going to initiate that cutscene where you would normally see what the dog is up to, and Blimp would build you a little bridge across that gap. But we're doing it during the 15-minute automatic, you have to sit it out timer. This guy talks about sending us to get the diamond eyes, and back in the day we used to go and get those diamond eyes, and there was a really annoying skip called Diamond Eyes Skip, where we would skip returning the diamond eyes so that we had them for another point later in the game, and it ruined a lot of runs. However, we no longer have to do that. Alright. I'll lure these spiders over here and try and pick up our first debuff, which is poison. There we go. Come down this screen. Alright, that's one fail. That was a little sketchy too. Oh, actually, you know what? I need to safety save. That's important. Yeah, I now realize how risky that was. I got plagued leaving the cave to do Blimp skip yesterday. That was fun. Alright, second try. Find the Mad Monk. And unfortunately, he doesn't want to hit me. Come on, spiders. Alright. So we've got Confound and Poison. Use our Pixie Dust. Cast Defend. Watching for that poison to tick. There it goes. And the best thing is with this new route, you can kind of get away with having a little bit more. Why'd I do that? I honestly don't quite understand all of it. Not to put him on the spot, but Solar knows a little bit about it, I think. Come on. Alright, now comes the grind section. Sniffs used to be a giant pain in the butt as well, which are those flying bat skeletons. But now they're kind of our friends. Solar is an excellent runner of this game. I believe he is second, maybe third, definitely on the podium. Also, really fun community. Had a lot of fun chasing some obscure, random speedrun world records with him over the last few years. Oof, 17. Uh-oh. We lost our loop. Bring it there. Yeah, there we go. And this, and that leads to there. Oops. I think that is the one thing that has been seriously sought, but I don't know that has ever been found. If there was, we would probably do it. Regular desert skip, back to a reverse desert skip. Sometimes this one's a little tricky, or a lot tricky. There it is. Oh wait, I already picked that up. A few ingredients. Thank you, Narblast. Come back to our friend Blimp. So once you've activated the Atlas glitch, you can save, but unfortunately you will not load back in that state. So from here on out, it is all on me not to soft lock it. And there's like 8 soft locks between here and now, and the end. I even recently found a way to soft lock during the ending. I did some real janky things. I'm surprised the game didn't, like, I thought I had soft locked the run, honestly, in a couple places. In the next boss fight, there's one where if you kill him as he lifts his arm, there's a problem with certain sound effects and things playing, and it causes the game to crash for some reason. What? Alright, you know what? Doing it from here. I'm not gonna hit 16 because I want to show off an average day in Dave's channel. And one of the fun little Easter eggs hidden in the game. Why did I go there? No. 5 jewels. For all the regulars to Dave's channel, I'm sure like me you were very upset. Oh, go away, no. We're gonna do this anyway. Dave took away our sound commands. You get 100 a day because he limited us. So here's your 100 chickens today. And Dave shows up, spoils all the fun. Spriven, good lord, what is that? So now we get the dog back, we're reunited. But we have to prove ourselves by battling in the Coliseum. This next screen coming up actually has another one of my favorite Easter eggs, which is when the screen settles on the announcer, underneath the canopy on the right side in the stands, you'll see the cast of Final Fantasy VI. Let's hear it for the mods. Can't believe I got 2 crits in a row. The story here is the leaders of this city ask you to go find diamond eyes, and that's what we used to do. We used to go to the halls of Kalasia and then to the pyramid, find the diamond eyes, come back, give them away but not really give them away, fight a boss, and then the Act 3 would be open to us. Bunch of cutscenes. We don't do that anymore. Yes, I managed not to get the soft lock. There's one more I'm worried about. But if I get real worried, there's a backup strat that should avoid it. One more little Easter egg. A little fourth wall breaking. We're gonna level up our crush spell. And the dog. Here, which the dog who for some reason gets warped to the bottom. And this is where the fun begins. About 9 months ago, I'm not sure if they were a tasser or someone who was working on the randomizer was playing around and discovered this. So normally you would use the dog to jump over this bridge. Right now I believe he's standing in the trigger. We're going to menu buffer, and then once again switch on the frame that we exit. Come back in here. And when that happens, when the dog started to jump across the bridge, the game turned off his clipping. But because he didn't finish jumping across the bridge, it never completed the script to turn it back on. Now we're just going to go to Act 3 and skip the rest of Act 2. I believe the last record was about an hour and 16 before this was found. The current world record is 56:23. No, it's not. Doing it fast is about the only hard part. And Act 2 is over. Normally you would meet a guy named Horace in Act 2, who is obsessed with archaeology. The girl who ran the village in the prehistoric era was the creator of this place's granddaughter, who was obsessed with prehistoric stuff and dinosaurs. Now we come to a more medieval time. I think we can get the dog to 11. Yeah. Come over here and get a ticket to the show. Oh no. I did forget to get one. Oh, there's a way in there. Hello? Hey, there we go. And the dog didn't die, which is always important. One of the longer cutscenes in the game. So coming up at the end of this cutscene is probably what I consider to be the most important skip in the game, which is Banquet Skip, which allows you to skip a whole air vent puzzle area. If you're like me, I cannot stand those. Similar to being on Dalton's ship in Chrono Trigger. It's just a pain. Yeah, because it's complicated. I don't know the route. I couldn't even do it casually. I skipped it. But there's also a bunch of cutscenes attached to it. Although one is really good. The wonderful thing about this skip, very simple to do. All you do is mash A and hold down right. Now, because we skipped the banquet, the game still has the flag set to take the dog away. But by using the stairs here, the dog returns to us because it always makes us climb them together. Normally, the evil queen that we would meet in that castle would send us across the checkerboard through the dark forest. enter the dark forest, which was... This is where I gave up as a kid. Be dead. But because we're clipping out of bounds, this screen is actually made up of one large screen with all the different screens on it, similar to the way they you would see like a Legend of Zelda dungeon. While out of bounds, we can run and hit certain other triggers to not only skip one of the bosses in the middle, down. That was probably the most complicated thing I've had to learn coming back to this game. And as you can see, I hope I got that. Alright, I gotta do a safety check. I thought it was late enough that I should have heard the jingle pop off. Or the explosion. Alright, we did get it. Excellent. Whew. Oops. And this is now the end of Act 3. Well, maybe not the end, but the midway point. I'm trying to do another cutscene skip to exit the screen. You know what? Just to be safe. Double check you. Ah, I did not get it. I'm glad I double checked. Oh, come on. Third time's the charm, right? Alright, we're taking the cutscene. And it is one of the better cutscenes. I can't believe I missed that 3 times in a row. Maybe if we're real lucky, you'll get to see some of the cutscene RNG that you can get as we walk out of this room. Nope. Everyone went straight down. I was getting too many crits and doing low damage, but now, like, the RNG on that scene there can cost you that whole cutscene at the end, which I think is over 30 seconds, at least. Probably closer to 45. Oh, the RNG in the cutscene, I think, can be up to 10, 15 if all 3 characters decide to go around. There's a few more places we might be able to see it. Thank you for the call beads, we won't need them. I know. I've only done that twice. Thing of beauty. There is a super rare soft lock there that thankfully we did not encounter. So as Solar mentioned, going one screen left there helps you avoid soft locking on this screen. Because the cutscene will start, but he'll never land. He won't show up. You're stuck there waiting. You can kind of force him almost. On Aquagoth, we only cast 7 spells at a time because his spells, if he casts one while ours are going off, it'll be too many on screen at once and cause a soft lock. But I managed on Magmar to cast 16 spells because there were 2 different types. One of the 2 types I believe that there are. So now he wants us to get rocket parts and the diamond eyes, but we never got the diamond eyes. For some reason unknown to me, this item up here, which is the gauge, something he asks you to get, will respawn. So let's see, there's the Vigor soft lock, there is Sterling, there's a strange one during that telescope cutscene, the glider soft lock. However, good news is I think we're home free at this point. I could theoretically soft lock it in 10 seconds if I wanted to. I won't be that kid. Come back, get the gauge again. For whatever reason, Tinker will accept that as a form of payment. here. Exit out another cave. Back to where it all began. This is actually my favorite part of the new tech that was found, is getting to come back and fight Thrax again. I didn't know he could knock you out of the arena. Well, he doesn't have clipping on it anymore. Yeah, pretty much. Maybe not Foot Knight. Runs on a very similar system, but has no relation. So technically, if you fly into the corner of the map like I just did, you could soft lock if you still needed the glider. Because you crash it into the sea. But in terms of the speedrun, it lets you skip the landing animation. So now Act 4, we're going to go up into space, and you used to have to solve a bunch of puzzles. One point, fly back down to Earth, get a couple things, or fly back down to Evermore, get a couple things, go back, head to the final boss rush. But again, we're just going to skip most of the game. In the words of Poochie from The Simpsons, I must go. My planet needs me. Just walking through space. No helmet or nothing. gonna. Alright. This is the final boss rush, which still don't understand how I beat as a child or the teenager. Oh, it's one skip. Why did I do that? This music is way more palatable than the boss music from Secret of Mana. Look how many hits this guy takes. How are you supposed to do that without being able to do max damage with every attack? Metal Magmar. Time will be coming up very, very shortly. And time. It's definitely a lot of fun for a speed run. There's a lot of cool tricks. It is a little intense on the hands. Definitely one of the more intense that I've played. But a lot of the tricks are actually pretty easy to pull off once you get a feel for them. Solar Cell has made a wonderful tutorial showing you a good amount of tricks for the game. Both easy. Zeal, one of the former runners of the game, also has another tutorial out there without the out-of-bounds stuff.
As always, Dave, thank you so much for everything. You always put on such a great event, and good luck to everybody on all their runs coming up.